Alright, YouTube and Fallout community. For today's video, I wanted to talk about some enemies that interest me in Fallout 4. We've seen quite a few enemies so far, but I'll only cover like a select few. Pretty much just sticking to the creatures on this video, except for the raiders, because I kind of like the way the raiders look. But with all that, let's get right into it. First up on the list is the Bloodbug. It's some sort of a mutated like mosquito. We can see from the picture that I use right here that they seem to land on you and like I guess attack you, like suck your blood or whatever. And it seems like if you look in the bottom left corner that they can also irradiate you. So they kind of interest me just because they're a new enemy. The next up is Rad Scorpions. They look a lot cooler this time around. Like they look more like scorpions. They come up from the ground below you, which is a pretty crazy new thing. And that just I can't imagine like walking around and then all of a sudden like a bunch of scorpions come up from the ground below you. And I really hope that they still have the giant Rad Scorpions, because I think it'd be amazing if you're just walking through like a like just kind of like an open field area, and then a giant Rad Scorpion burrows from the ground below you, and you gotta like start fighting and stuff. That'd be pretty crazy. Next up is the Marler Queen. This one mostly interests me because it's a new variant as well. She's also quite big, which is pretty cool. And Marlerks are usually only difficult through like the beginning of the game in the lower levels. So I really hope that maybe she's like a variant that stays strong. And I hope that we still have Marler Kings too. I mean, that'd be kind of interesting. Next up is Raiders. They're some of the most common enemies you fight in a Fallout game, but I'm mostly interested in the Psycho variant of the Raider, because the suit or whatever that he's wearing looks pretty crazy. And that could be like a way that the Raider becomes a little more difficult, is because you can't do a whole lot of damage to it because of that suit he's wearing. And then another enemy that really interests me is the Synth, and the one I'm showing right now is the Synth Strider. That one really interests me because it's a new enemy. And like I want to know how they fight. And if you watch some of the gameplay where the dude's fighting him, like you're blowing off parts of him, and he just keeps coming at you. Same thing with the Feral Ghouls too. I didn't really cover them though. You can like blow off parts of them, but they continue fighting. And judging by the name, since he's Synth Strider, that kind of tells you that there's probably other variants to the Synth. It's not just this version right here. And then next up, and it's pretty obvious, is the Deathclaw. The Deathclaw is so much scarier this time around, man. If you watch the gameplay of him, like the way he shifts left and right really, really fast, and so they're really, really like going to be hard to fight because it's going to be hard to without VATS to target them. And then you also see in the picture I'm using right now that they can grab you up and like they extend their claws and they stab you. And that's probably a death scene, which would suck. So you really don't ever want to see that. But the last two on this list are just concept arts, and I hope that they're in the final game. First up is aliens. We don't get much from this picture, but at least this means that they might be in-game. It could also mean that we have the Wild Wasteland perk or trait. We don't know if we have traits yet or not. That was new to Fallout New Vegas. But in Fallout New Vegas, you need the Wild Wasteland trait to be able to see aliens, so maybe that's something they're bringing back in Fallout 4. And then last up, this one's pretty damn weird, but I just recently learned about this concept art. It's a damn two-headed deer. It looks freaky as shit. And both heads of the deer have antlers, and if you look close enough, that they have arms growing from them, and this is by far the creepiest fucking thing on this list. Like, I don't know where they came up with the idea. Why does it have to have arms? But I would love to see this thing in game. So, what are the enemies you're most looking forward to? I really hope we get to see some more new enemies before November 10th, though I am liking the new versions of some of the older enemies. But that's all for today's video. My social networks, hit me up on them. Later, guys.